Arundel the elf did not make toys. He did not paint trains or stitch bears. He counted something even more important: names, numbers, choices, and one winter, he was asked to erase them. As you listen, think quietly. What would you do if telling the truth made things harder at first? Arundel was the youngest keeper of the naughty and nice ledger. The ledger was magic. It never guessed. It never lied. Kind choices glowed warm gold. Unkind ones cooled into soft blue frost. The ancient stone room where he worked was filled with the soft hum of this magic. Arundel, dressed in his moss-green tunic, wool leggings, and ink-stained gloves, worked slowly and carefully. He treated each entry with reverence, because everyone in the North Pole knew a fundamental truth. If the ledger stopped being honest, Christmas would stop working. The entire operation, from the tiniest painted doll's eye to the grand sweep of Santa's sleigh, relied on the perfect, unwavering truth held within these glowing pages. Each number meant something real, a gift arriving on time, a sleigh choosing the right path through a winter storm, a child somewhere in the big, wide world being seen and remembered. To Arundel, numbers were promises. They promised fairness. They promised balance. Most importantly, they promised that no one, no matter how small or how quiet, was ever forgotten. He believed that the integrity of these numbers was the very heart of Christmas, the invisible thread connecting every kind act to its rightful place in the world. One winter evening, as the snow fell softly outside the tall windows, the senior toy barons came. Alderin, Borlin, and Cyril, cloaked in fine fabrics trimmed with silver, entered the ledger room. Their voices were low and smooth. "Just a tiny change," Alderin said with a disarming smile. "A smoothing," Borlin added, his tone practical. "A kindness," whispered Cyril, his eyes not quite meeting Arundel's. Some powerful toy patrons, they explained, people who helped fund the workshops must stay on the nice list. "For harmony," they said. "For peace," they smiled. They placed a special erasing cloth, woven with silencing spells, beside the ledger. Arundel's fingers, usually so steady, grew cold. To erase a number, it was unthinkable. Arundel stared at the cloth. The candle flame beside the great book flickered, as if in fear. With a trembling hand, he erased one number. Only one. The moment the number vanished, the warm golden glow of the page dimmed. The entire room seemed to sigh, a collective breath of cold air. A chilly breeze, impossible in the sealed room, slipped under the door. That night, the fires in the main workshop had to be built higher than usual to keep the chill away. The other elves shivered and pulled their coats tighter, but no one asked why. Soon, more requests came. Each one sounded reasonable on its own. Each one felt smaller, less significant than the last. "It just helps everyone," the barons would say. "It's only numbers, after all." But with each erasure, the ledger grew physically heavier in Arendel's hands. The magical ink seemed to resist his quill, flowing sluggishly. Then, something impossible happened. Snowflakes began to fall inside the workshop. Soft, cold flakes drifted down from the enchanted ceiling, dusting the workbenches and the half-finished toys. If many people agree to hide the truth, does that make it right? The snow fell thickest right above the ledger room. It was a cold, silent warning. In the workshops below, toys began to crack in the sudden frost. Pots of glue froze solid. The cheerful music from the enchanted music boxes slowed to a sad, dragging crawl. On the ledger's pages, children's names started to blur, their golden light fading under a layer of frost. Arundel hugged himself, the cold seeping into his very bones. He understood at last. The ledger wasn't angry. It was tired. The magic that powered the entire North Pole couldn't stay warm when it was being asked to pretend. It was freezing from the inside out. That night, alone in the dimming, cold room, Arundel did something incredibly brave. He took his quill, dipped it in the truest ink, and wrote the first erased number back in. The ink didn't just write. It flared, a brilliant burst of pure gold. Instantly, the room warmed by several degrees. The candle flame straightened and burned brightly. He heard footsteps echo in the hall. The three senior elves stood in the doorway, watching him. "This will cause trouble," Borland whispered, his voice sharp. Arundel looked up from the glowing page and nodded. So does winter, he said softly. But winter always ends. Just then, the great workshop doors opened with a soft chime of bells. Sonic came quietly. He didn't look angry. He walked to the desk and placed a warm, mittened hand on the ledger. The great book opened by itself, its pages fluttering until they stopped at the sections with the erased and restored numbers. These numbers were asked to be something they were not, Santa said, his voice kind but firm. He looked at Arundel, then at the toy barons. He raised his small golden counting bell. A single, clear, resonant note rang through the room. Instantly, all the erased numbers reappeared, glowing with their original light. The snow falling from the ceiling melted into harmless, shimmering sparkles before it could land. Santa knelt beside Arundel. Numbers are not naughty, he said gently. People sometimes make mistakes. He then turned to the 3 senior elves, his gaze full of understanding, not fury. You will help warm what grew cold, he said. You will fix the toys that cracked. You will light the fires that dimmed. And you will listen to the needs of the workshop, not just its patrons. No one was yelled at. No one was chased away. They were simply given the work to make things right. As they left to begin their tasks, the workshop slowly warmed, and the happy ringing of the work bells started up once more. Arundel stayed at his desk, counting. The numbers remained true. The ink flowed warmly. Christmas came right on time, and the entire North Pole breathed a little easier, its magic safe and honest once again. The truth keeps the magic warm. Lies can freeze even the North Pole. Sometimes, telling the truth feels cold and difficult at first, like stepping into a winter wind. But honesty is what helps things work properly. It's what helps people trust one another. It is what keeps magic in all its forms alive and strong. And when mistakes are made, if they are fixed with kindness and a genuine desire to make things right, everything eventually warms up again. As the ledger rested and the snow fell quietly outside, the North Pole slept warm again, watched over by truth.